Hey, it's Luke John Harrison here. Before we get into this video, make sure please that you like, comment and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure the bell notification icon is on. It only takes 1 second of your day to make mine. Now let's get into it. Hey, it's time to make a coffee. Not just any coffee, but a specialty coffee from Has Been. It's Costa Rica, this one. And it's super sweet with white sugar and a fresh, with the zing of lime and a subtle pineapple builds and lingers on, drawing you back for another sip. Now, although this is not in Marks and Spencer's advert, it is, however, about relationships and how you might feel like maybe you're a boring person. Maybe like you feel your life is boring or your relationship's stale, or maybe you have got something in your relationship that's not quite working. So consider this. Let's grind this. So when it comes to relationships, many people believe that they might be struggling because they're not very interesting. Or they might be struggling with their partner because they think their partner's not very interesting. They're getting a little bit bored, a little bit stuck in their ways, a little bit mundane, or living in the cycle of boredom, I guess you could say. Like every week's just the same, it's Groundhog Day. Yeah, so as I ponder this wonderful specialty coffee dripping through slowly in a fine V60 filter, extracting those pineapple subtle notes, I'm thinking about in relationships, like when it gets boring, when it lacks excitement, often we maybe have this unconscious thought of, it's just not that interesting, I'm just not that interesting, they're just not that interesting. But the issue is not coming from not being interesting, it's a lack of being interested. Think about that. Like if you stop asking questions or just ask the same small talk question, how was your day? Good. What do you want for tea? Don't know. What do you want? Can't fucking expect rampant sex on that night, can you? However, if you take a little bit more interest in the person, in new things, in planning new ideas, in developing together, in trying new things, I don't know. Be more interested in them, and more interested in doing things with them, and more interested in asking different questions and finding out deeper answers, the relationship will deepen. And it will get better and more exciting, because the problem is that we judge ourselves so harshly now. In these days, I'm going to say back in my day, in these days, I find that our judgments are so fucking harsh. In these modern times, judgments are so harsh, harsher than ever. I feel that since social media, it's got even worse. We're judging somebody's highlight reel against our own lives, and that doesn't give a bigger picture. Like, me and my missus bicker, me and my missus have disagreements, we have mild arguments, we never have shouty arguments, it's past that now, but that's just life. You're going to have disagreements, you're going to have frustrations, you're going to have trigger points, you're going to have disagreements on all kinds of things. But I think what's important is you keep asking questions, you keep being interested. Even though you've been with that person for maybe several years or whatnot, be interested in what they want to find more out about. Be interested in what you want to do together further. Be interested in where they want to take their life, professionally and personally. Be interested in why they're interested in certain things. There's probably questions and interests that your partner has that you don't even fucking know about, or you're not even asking questions about, which is okay. But if it is going stale, consider this whole idea that it's not about being interesting and having an extravagant life and all the fancy things you see on social media with the cars, the holidays, the experiences and all the happy selfies and I'm doing this, but little did you know that we just fucking had this massive argument 5 seconds before the picture was taken, and half an hour ago I was ready to walk out, but you see me looking all happy on social media. We're judging our own lives based against that, so we think that we have to be super interesting because we see an interesting life. Whereas it's actually more about being interested. That kind of blew my mind about relationships, actually. It's not about being interesting. Now, I could have a very interesting conversation with somebody new. Anybody could. When it's new and it's fresh, yeah. But when it's a little bit older, a little bit more matured, shall we say, a little bit more set in its ways, it's about being interested. And it's always about being interested, because at first you're, oh, what do you do and where do you go and what do you like and do this and that, blah, blah, blah. But as it goes on, it becomes more about finding it to be interesting. And if it's not stimulating, why should I bother? Yeah, it's not necessarily always the way to look at it. And we all fall in that trap because we always think the grass is greener, right? Even I think that. Everybody does. It's going to get to that point. That's just life. It's evolution when things go round in cycles, right? But if you keep interested, it will get interesting. Hope this has been valuable as I make this coffee. And I'm going to enjoy this in the office right now. And I hope you've enjoyed this video.